have a mansion on a hill. I could lease a villa in Seville, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio with a gay midget named Carl playing Tevye and Porgy. I could wander paths after dark, take a carriage ride through Central Park, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio, where I'm sharing a room with a former stripper and her snake, Wayne. I could have a satchel full of dollar bills, cures for all the nation's ills, pills to make a lion I could be in line to be the British queen. Look like I was 17. Still uncertain I'd prefer to be going slowly, babe, 40 miles east of Cincinnati. I could shove an ice pick in my eye. I could eat some fish from last July, but it wouldn't be as awful as a summer in Ohio without cable, hot water, Vietnamese food, or you. Welcome to Mostly Musical Mondays, your musical theater sing-along on the internet through the Duplex TV every week. It is our best and lowest budget musical theater sing-along that you will see on the internet. I am your host, Deena Sydney. I was a Duplex bartender for the past 6 years until I moved down here to sunny and rainy Orlando, Florida. This week, we are celebrating the work of Jason Robert Brown, and we are also going to be celebrating his 50th birthday in 5 days. So, happy birthday, JRB. You want me, but you ain't gonna get me. I found my guiding light. I tell the stars each night, look at me, look at him. Son of a bitch, I guess I'm doing something right. I finally got something right. No, it's not Nirvana, but it's on the way. I play Anita at the matinee. Then I get on my knees and pray I can state in my next file I'm never gonna go back to Ohio. I could chew on tinfoil for a spell. I could get a root canal in hell, but it wouldn't be as swell as this summer is gonna be. 'Cause the torture is just exquisite while I'm waiting for you to visit. So hurry up, schmuck, get unstuck and get on the scene. Love the midget, the stripper, Wayne the snake, and Mr. Jamie Willis-Dean. That's me. Hello. Welcome again to Mostly Musical Mondays. And yes, Liam, I would love to move back very, very soon. I hope you are all doing very well. As I mentioned before, this is Jason Robert Brown Week. So the one thing we are going to be doing is that we're actually going to be celebrating his 50th birthday because he turns 50 on June 20th. So we are the very first Jason Robert Brown 50th birthday show. Take that, Broadway world. You're welcome. Because it is Jason Robert Brown, that's the last upbeat song you're going to hear. Just kidding. Of course, there will be other upbeat songs, but so we're going to do some upbeat songs, some love songs, some sad love songs, some sadder love songs. There will be some screlting and a lot of fun mixed in. So if you want to send in any requests or if you have any thoughts or feelings, if you want to hear something, if you want me to sing something, or if you guys want to ever sing yourself, always feel free to send me a message via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. I am very easy with however you want to send me money. So that opener was, of course, I know Sondheim is shook. That opener was from the last 5 years, and I hope everyone who's watching knows more than just the awful movie that it was. It is an autobiographical show in which he is cheating on his wife because he's a dick. And as I mentioned last week, he's a dick, but he's a talented dick. And yes, gee, I am figuring out a way to crochet that into a pillow for you because I'm going to make that happen. But yes, he is a composer. He's a lyricist. He was a musical director. He did vocal arrangements. He's done solo songs. And the song that I'm going to do next is actually from one of the songs from his solo album called Sharing Someone Else's Clothes. And this came out in 2005. And this is a very sweet love song that he's done. So let's do this, shall we? I'll never be a knight in armor with a sword in hand, or a kamikaze fighter. Don't count on me to storm the barricades and take a stand, or hold my ground. You'll never see any scars or wounds. I don't walk on coals. I don't walk on water. I am no prince. I am no saint. I am not anyone's wildest dream, but I can stand behind and be someone to fall back on. Some comedy, you bruised and beaten down, and I'm the one who's looking for favor. Still, honestly, you don't believe me, but the things I have are the things you need. You look at me like I don't make sense, like a waste of time, like it serves no purpose. I am no prince, I am no saint, and if that's what you believe you need, you're wrong. You don't need much, you need someone to fall back on. And I will be that, I'll take your side if I'm the only one. I'm used to that, I've been alone. I'd rather be the half of us, the least of you, the best of me. And I'll be your prince, I'll be your saint. I will go crashing through fences, and in your name, I swear, I'll be someone to fall back on. I'll be the one who waits, and for as long as you let me, I will be the one you need. I'll be someone to fall back on. Your prince, your saint. The one you believe you need, I'll be someone to fall back on. Someone to fall back on. Thank you, guys. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that song. I have to give a big shout out and a thank you to Brian Nash, who is our Sunday night piano player. He does his own piano bar show every Sunday night on his own page. He did also just announce that he is doing a Tori Amos show. I believe it's on the 20th, but don't quote me on that. Go to his page and check it out because I don't know for a fact. It'll be fantastic because it's Brian Nash and Tori Amos. But he recorded the track for that. If you like the song, he's actually the person who introduced me to it. That song is on his own CD. I actually think Marty Thomas used it on his. It is a really, really beautiful song. I wanted to use the song for my wedding. Oh, thank you, G. But we had this whole 70s theme going on, which was actually a lot of fun. It was really cute. So I'm like really trucking along with this. I hope everyone has their drinks and everyone has a nice little cocktail. You all know me. At this point, I'm drinking my cucumber French martinis because I'm a lady. I want to bring on my very first guest. So this guest is a regular of the Duplex, longtime regular of the Duplex, ever since she's been in the city. She is a fabulous performer. She is a gorgeous woman with a gorgeous voice. So for all of my folks watching, please, please, please give a big round of applause and welcome Caitlin Barron.
Hi!
Hi, baby, how you doing?
So good, Deena. That was so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You look fabulous. You look magnificent. Okay, so I'm going to start off because I was going to ask how your quarantine is going. And I know you got out of the city for quarantine. So where are you right now?
I am in Kansas City, Missouri. The day after Broadway shut down, I was like, okay.
You're like, getting out. I know what's happening. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I did not think it would be this long, so I did not pack accordingly, but.
Oh, see, and I knew how long it was going to take, but I think that's because being down here in Florida, I got to kind of see what was going on in New York. Mm-hmm. I remember one of my coworkers actually was like, okay, so do you think this is going to last 1 week, 2 weeks? I'm like, girl, get ready to be down for 3 months. And she's like, no. Yes. So how is Kansas City treating you so far? How is it being out of city and all that stuff?
I honestly, like, there's nothing, like, it's so cliche, but the fresh air of like your hometown is just it's so inviting. And I've enjoyed being here. Which I know is like weird to say, but it's been a lot of really good like time just being able to kind of sit and think and I don't want to take a breath, but like actually like I've gotten to know myself really well. I've been kind of like dating myself and like I found out I'm really interesting.
I mean, I could have told you that from the beginning. You just have to listen to your friendly neighborhood bartender more.
Good.
So what have you been doing because I know all the people I bring on, we're all these artistics and we're creatives. What have you been doing to kind of fill that creative itch for yours while you're there? Are you doing your own singing? Are you kind of like, I mean, I do impromptu shows for my cats when I'm not doing this. So like.
I love that. My cat hates it when I sing, so I don't do that. She's a diva. It's her stage. When I first started, when I first got here, I was already I just joined the Jen Waldman studio in New York, and one of my friends from there, his name is Jorge Guerra, he actually put together readings within the Jen Waldman studio. So we would get together over a Zoom call and just pick a musical and like assign roles, and then we would do the entire thing. Like it was a little like difficult without music and stuff, but we'd do them and then we would have discussions. So that was a way to have like the community and the arts flowing.
That's fantastic. I actually have a couple people who have done things like that. I actually have a couple friends who get together and they do weekly karaoke. And they kind of like going out to a piano bar. They all have their cocktails. They sit in a Zoom meeting and they all kind of do their own songs. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you because you posted something either yesterday or the day before, and you're going to be hosting, especially with all the political climate that's going on right now. You're going to be hosting a chat. I want you to talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the flyer so I don't misquote it.
Okay.
But a while ago, because right now we're in a time where we're all just kind of, well, not we're all, but one of the ways that I've been being able to hopefully like educate people and show people certain things is by a lot of sharing on Facebook. And something that I shared was a tweet from someone at Scarlet Magdalene. And it says, at some point, we as a nation need to sit down and have a serious chat about toxic Christianity and its relationship to patriarchy, white supremacy, and toxic masculinity. And my dear friend Kristen Birdsong, who is a powerful Black man in the theater community, he's amazing. He inspires me every day to be a better person. And he just kind of commented on it and said, I'll have this conversation with you. And so we're gearing up next Sunday, June 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern time. We are sitting down and we are having the conversation. So I'm not sure exactly what it will look like, but
now, now, of course, I am always, well, I can't say I'm always ignorant, but as a good Jew from Long Island, Christianity is something that I have never firsthand experienced, and it's always something that I've watched. So do you mind if I ask, are you a religious person? And by that, were you raised Christian, or were you raised in a specific belief and stuff like that? And do you kind of follow?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was raised non-denominational evangelical Christian. And I've since pulled away from that. But I still consider myself to have, I kind of am a little bit more spiritual now, but my spiritual roots are still based in Christianity. So basically like Jesus and I are still tight, but I'm not.
But you don't have to go to church to let him know that.
Exactly. And I also don't, something that we'll probably be talking a lot about on Sunday is like the religious spirit and all of that. So I also don't subscribe to that kind of thing. Like I'm not about, obviously, since I'm here, I'm not about some of the ways that Christianity has been morphed to.
Certain personal beliefs, will be the best way to put it. Well, I'm very excited, especially again, not coming from that background. I am very excited to join you on Sunday.
I'm so excited.
You have a Jason Robert Brown song that we are ready for. So I am going to pass the stage over to you. It is all yours, and I will see you at the end of this. You're gonna be great.
Thanks, Dee. I guess I can't believe you really came. That we're sitting on this pier. See, I'm smiling. That means I'm happy that you are here. I stole this sweater from the costume shop. It makes me look like Daisy May. See, we're laughing. I think we're gonna be okay. I mean, we'll have to try a little harder and bend things to and fro to make this love as special as it was 5 years ago. I mean, you made it to Ohio. Who knows where else we can go? I think you're really gonna like this show. I'm pretty sure it doesn't suck. See, you're laughing and I'm smiling by a river in Ohio, and you're mine. We're doing fine. I think you're really gonna like this show. I'm pretty sure it doesn't suck. See, you're laughing and I'm smiling by a river in Ohio, and you're mine. We're doing fine. 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 We're do I think we both can see what could be better. I'll own when I was wrong. With all we've had to go through, we'll end up twice as strong. And so we'll start again this weekend and just keep rolling along. I didn't know you had to go so soon. I thought we had a little time. Look, whatever. If you have to, then you have to. So whatever, it's all right. We'll have tonight. You know what makes me crazy? I'm sorry, can I say this? You know what makes me nuts? The fact that we can be together here, together, sharing our night, spending our time, and you're gonna choose someone else to be with. No, you are. Yes, Jamie, that's exactly what you're doing. You could be here with me or be there with them. As usual, guess what you pick? No, Jamie, you do not have to go to another party with the same 20 jerks you already know. You could be with your wife on her fucking birthday, and you could, God forbid, even see my show. And I know in your soul it must drive you crazy that you won't get to play with your little girlfriend. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And the point is, Jamie, that you can't spend a single day that's not about you and nothing but you. Marvelous, novelous you. Isn't he wonderful? Just 20. Yay, the savior of writing. You and nothing but you. Miles and piles of you. Pushing through windows and bursting through walls en route to the sky. I swear to God, I'll never understand how you can stand there, straight and tall, and see I'm crying and not do anything at all.
Oh my God. Okay, let's start from the beginning here. First of all, you sound so fantastic. You're in such good voice. You sound like you haven't been screaming at people for like six straight weeks. It's amazing what quarantine will do to the vocal cords. It's like, oh my goodness. You sound fantastic. You acted the shit out of that song because that is a depressing. Like I had to actually like go away. I'm like, no, I still have a show to do. I can't watch this right now. Oh, Misty, don't worry. I promise there will as soon as the show is over, the entire thing gets recorded and you will be able to go. So just log in somewhere around minute 19. I think that's when the song started, and you'll get right to it.
I bonded over the last 5 years, so.
I was like going through all the. Thank you, G. I'm like going through all like the songs, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just gonna be Slit Your Wrist right after the other. I'm like, I can't do this. It's like, first of all, he does not write happy songs for women because he's Jason Robert Brown. But you got so to the heart that you sound and you look wonderful. The last thing I was going to say, I remembered, and then I had to drink. First of all, what are you drinking before I get there?
A teensy little bit of rosé.
That's my girl. Well, cheers to you, sweetheart. Again, fantastic. So don't forget to tune into, so your show is going to be, that's what I wanted to ask. Is it going to be on Zoom? Is it going to be on Facebook? Is it going to be on Instagram? Where are we watching the show?
We were doing it on Facebook Live on my page.
Perfect. Okay.
That should, I think, unless we run into some kind of snafu, that should be what we're doing.
Okay, perfect. So everyone, please follow Caitlin. Please follow Caitlin on social media because she will have all the information on it. She's brilliant. I love you and I miss you. And I'm going to talk to you when all of this is done because you sound and you look amazing and I miss you.
I love you. Thank you for.
Bye. Murray, I am out here, Murray, and I am not discussing this anymore. You don't want to buy me the fur? Well, that's just fine, Murray. It's not like I'm asking for much since you won't buy me the dog or the beach house in Quag, because if you didn't have the money, what else is new? I'm not gonna fight for a coat, so never mind, Murray. If that's what's important to you, at least I know where I stand. So Murray, strike up the band because the time has come for action. Here's what I'll do. Clearly I'm not wanted anymore. Now I'm not so young and beautiful. That's okay, I faced defeat before. I'm not gonna fetch, I'm not gonna cry. It's not gonna get me what I want, so I'm simply gonna take one step, one tiny step. And Murray, just one step, I'll be free. One small step, just so you shouldn't worry. I'll be free and you'll be rid of me. Isn't that easy, Murray? Watch me. You think this is maybe a joke? Well, it's no joke, Murray. Murray, it looks like they're forming. It looks like they're forming a crowd like 85 at the most. Still front page of the Post. I think it's Maury Povich. And Connie too. Oh, hi, Connie. Now you'll finally make your mother proud, since she never liked me anyway. Look, she's throwing diamonds to the crowd. Just say the word and I'll come back inside, but until then I'll be happy just to know that I can always go and take one step, one tiny step, and Murray, one small step. Adios, just one step, just so you better hurry. Oh yes, sir, better give up, never take it from me. Oh, Murray, here I am. Whoops. Almost fell, Murray. The mother of your children splattered across Fifth Avenue in a bloody heap, Murray, and it's all your fault. Yes, it's you who made the money, so it's you who owns the store. So if you don't want to spend it, that's your right. But it's you who bought the penthouse on the 57th floor. So good night, cheapskate, good night. You think I don't know about her, but I do, Murray. You think I don't know about that, or the things that you say to your friends every day? I'm embarrassing, I'm fat, I'm demanding, I'm controlling, or whatever. Perhaps it's true. Here's the place where I get what I've earned. Why keep crying? Why be miserable? Look at Murray, somebody's concerned. Trust in the wind and I'll land in the crowd. No more complaining, I'm trashy and loud. What a sensational fucking experience. Finally, Murray, I'm getting attention. And what's one step? Look at where one step leads you. One small step takes you high. Just one step down down from the man who needs you. Fuck the fuck, just send it down to her. Oh, fairly well loved Murray, watch me fly. Oh, Murray. I'm serious, Murray. Murray! So that is just one step from the last 5 years. And essentially the plot point for that is that she is fed up with her husband and she is threatening to throw herself off the ledge. And then, of course, the twist at the end is that she slips and falls. Because what have we learned? Jason Robert Brown does not always like writing the best parts for women. So happy 50th birthday. Okay, so now we're going to jump, we're going to take a jump about 20 years into, I guess, the future from that. So that was back in 95 that came out. So now we're going to, again, skip over and we're going to skip over the whole 13 period and the honeymoon in Vegas and all of that because nobody needs it. If you really feel strongly that you need to hear those musicals, go listen to it on Spotify. You don't need that. So this song is actually from his most recent show on Broadway. And I actually did this song last week because we were doing New School Musical Theater. And as part of New School Musical Theater, this show came out in 2014. It is called Bridges of Madison County, of course, based off the Clint Eastwood and Helen Mirren, right? Helen Mirren or Meryl Streep? I don't know. Meryl Streep? Yeah. The movie expert has it stated. It is Meryl Streep movie. It's another very beautiful song. And this I did by request. So once again, if you have a song that you want to hear me sing, or if you're enjoying yourself, or if there's a song you're like, oh, I need to hear this, always feel free to Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. Again, all that is right at the bottom of your screen. I'm always happy to do whatever I can for the people. So I hope you all enjoy this. There was something in the desert. There was some place wild and green. And a child in a village I passed through. There are places that I've traveled, and so many things I've seen, and it all fades away. But you, I was sliding down a mountain. I was burning in the sun. I was crying with amazement at the view. I was capturing a moment, but when all is said and done, well, it all fades away. But you, it all fades away. It all fades away. It all fades away. But you, I have sailed across the oceans, past the cities and the farms, on a never-ending quest for something new. And the only thing that mattered was the 4 days in your arms, and it all fades away. It all fades away. It all fades away. It all fades away. one thing that's eternal, that cannot be torn apart. There is one thing that remains forever true. Past the thinking, past the breathing, past the beating of my heart, well, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away, but you, it all fades away, it all fades away, it all fades away. But you. Thanks, kids. So yes, that is Bridges of Madison County. You can always kind of tell the happy romantic love songs, again, they're always written for men. That one and the one from his solo album, obviously. They're the happy songs. They're the love songs. So actually, fun story about that song. I was supposed to be in the Orlando Fringe Festival this year. Of course, it got canceled because of the pandemic. But the show that I was supposed to be doing was through a group. I know, Stephen Pasquale. Who was that? The show I was supposed to be doing was through a group called Celebration Theater Company. And the good news about for the company and for the festival is that the festival has decided, rather than taking new applications and new submissions, they are going to just transfer the entire 2020 season to the 2021 season. So the upside of that is I will still be in the Fringe Festival for the 2021 season through Celebration Theater Company. That's very exciting. But the company decided to kind of keep spirits up and do a social distancing cabaret for the entire month of May. And they asked me to be a part of it. Oh, I've got a puppy at my feet. Oh. So the way they did it was they posted the actors in the company, and then you kind of got to choose which song you wanted to do. And then they would vote and see who the winner was. So I decided to pick that song. And I picked If I Didn't Believe in You, another Jason Robert Brown song. If you don't know it, it is a beautiful but horrible song. It's essentially a man who is cheating on his wife, is trying to convince his wife to stay with him while he's cheating on her. It is an awful, awful song, but it is beautiful and it is heartbreaking. But as I'm recording these videos, I'm thinking, oh my God, these people in the company, they don't know me. They've never met me before. They're just going to think that I'm either a huge JRB freak or that I'm totally fucked up in the head. Both of which are true. So with that being said, I'm going to bring on my next guest. This girl is my best friend of all time. I love her with all my heart. We met welcome week of NYU and were in Strasbourg together for 2-3 years. She was one of my bridesmaids at my wedding. I love her with all my heart. She is an amazing actor, singer, director, performer. So all my folks watching, please give a big welcome and a big round of applause to Jess Sharples. Oh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Did I follow you, love?
How are you? Do you like my decoration that I put?
I'm kind of obsessed with your decorations. I'm just lazy. I kind of try to find different areas in my apartment that I can be like, okay, this will work as a background today.
You're doing it, yeah. You do look like you live in the house of an old Jewish woman, though, I will say.
Well, I would like to point out that this entire hutch and cabinet behind me were my grandmother's, so you are correct. Solid 1950s Art Deco furniture. You're welcome. Yeah. Cheers. Okay, first of all, you look fabulous. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. Quarantine has kept me super busy, so I'm like, really, I'm on my toes, ready for anything. So when you asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Throw it into the mix. Let's go.
Okay, so you are one of the few that gets to be super busy. So kind of let the people know, like, what is keeping you busy during all this? How are you kind of getting that creative outlet itch out?
For sure, yeah. So I actually started. Well, I am finishing my short film that I wrote and produced and starred in. But that started like this time last year. But it's crazy because we had a Kickstarter, raised a bunch of money, we filmed it, and now it's done a year later, like right after. So it's crazy. But been really busy with post-production for that. And then I've also happily fallen into this artist collective called the Co-Reality Collective. And it's basically just a bunch of international artists, philosophers, tech nerds, project management people from all walks of life, but with the same, like core value system, like burners, hippies, that kind of vibe.
Oh yeah.
We are my people, right? So
I know.
we've been doing these online virtual parties, but they're more like festivals every 2 weeks. So they have like 96 hours of programming because we basically have anywhere between 12 to 16 different Zoom rooms that are open for 8 hours each. And then we have like an after party. So this last party, like the total time ended up being something crazy, like 16 hours. We couldn't like get people out of the party. Yeah, crazy.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, we have a bunch of different like musical acts. We actually have a cabaret, which I really want you to host a drag show at some point for this. So
oh my.
I think it would be
you want me to host and get drag queens? Well, we're ready for this. Coming together.
Yeah, we're doing that kind of stuff. And then also like we have movement workshops. We have like live DJs. We have like aerial hoop fire artists come.
You had someone reading tarot cards the last time I came in, like which I find fascinating that you can even do virtual tarot cards. Like that boggles my mind. But it's
so unbelievable, I will say. But it's fun for the fun of it.
Of course. So I'm actually I want you to, when all of this is done, if you can go into the comments and actually write what it is. But so if you follow Jess on social media, what is all your social media handles? Because every time I say it, I get it wrong.
No worries. Instagram, it's at The Sharp Traveler. So Sharp, like my name, Sharples, at The Sharp Traveler. And then the Co-Reality Collective is what we're called. So it's at Co-Reality_collective. And I will post all of that in the chat for sure.
And those shows are every 2 weeks, correct?
Yep. And the next one is this coming Saturday, actually. So y'all should come. It's everywhere. It's virtual. And our tech people even they literally made a website from the ground up. And so you go in and you can see all the people in the party, how many people are in different rooms. It's crazy. We're doing island theme.
I do have to say the tech aspect of it is really cool. And this is coming from someone who, like, when something pops up on her computer, the first instinct is to like shut the laptop and cry. It's kind of like you go to like a digital map. The way I can only compare it to is like, if you remember those world games that you played like in middle school. They're like, it's kind of like you have like the world map and then you kind of click on where you want to go. And then you go to each of the different rooms. It's a very, very cool thing. And so with your show, but not with your show, with your movie, because you're in post, or have you finished post?
Film is like a never-ending process.
I know.
So
but as
done. I thought I was done, and then I showed it to somebody really high up, and they were like, I want to redo all of the coloring and sound mixing for free. And I was like, let's do it. So it's done, but like there's still some things to go. But I started submitting it to film festivals. So all of that is a go, and submitting to Sundance next month. So put out the good vibes for Sundance.
Yes. Everyone put out the good vibes. And so people know the film is called Gen 28. That is Gen, 28. So keep your eyes peeled and on the lookout for that. So I actually asked you to come on, and I asked you to do a song that was not Jason Robert Brown. And I want you to know the thought process behind it. So every time I do every time I get ready for my shows, I either go on Pandora or Spotify or something like that, and I kind of type in the artist or the genre that I'm doing, and I just kind of like take a bath or I drink a bottle of wine and I kind of like listen to the music. And the song came up. It is a Kerrigan and Loudermilk song called Run Away With Me that Jess did for a gender bending cabaret that we did back at the Duplex a few years ago.
Full circle.
Full circle. I loved it. And that popped up on Jason Robert Brown Radio. And I'm like, oh my God, Jess, do it. And then we actually looked it up and it's not Jason Robert Brown. So Jess is going to be back in a couple weeks and we're going to actually get that onto the program so that you can all hear her version of it. But you did have a Jason Robert Brown song prepared. So I am going to get off the stage and I'm going to leave it to you. And I will see you at the end, kitten.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually wore the same exact dress for the show that we did, the Duplex, so I thought it was very fitting. Yeah, this song is from Songs for a New World. It's called Stars and Moon, and it was actually one of the very first songs I've like literally ever sang with a coach back when I was like, freaking, oh gosh, like 13 or something crazy like that. So it's a wonderful little throwback, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. I met a man without a dollar to his name, who had no traits of any value but his smile. I met a man who had no yearn or claim to fame, who was content to let life pass him for a while. And I was sure that all I ever wanted was a life like the movie stars live. But he kissed me right here and he said, I'll give you stars and the moon and a soul to guide you and a promise I'll never go. I'll give you hope to bring out all the life inside you and the strength that will help you grow. I'll give you truth and a future that's 20 times better than any Hollywood plot. And I thought, I'd rather have a yacht. I met a man who lived his life out on the road, who left a wife and kids in Portland on a whim. I met a man whose fire and passion always showed, who asked if I could spare a week to ride with him. And I was sure that all I ever wanted was a life that was scripted and planned. And he said, but you don't understand. I'll give you stars and the moon and the open highway and a river beneath your feet. I'll give you day full of dream if you travel my way and a summer you can't repeat. I'll give you nights full of passion and days of adventure, no strings, just warm summer rain. And I thought, I'd rather have champagne. I met a man who had a fortune in the bank, who had retired at age 30, set for life. I met a man and didn't know which stars to thank, and then he asked one day if I would be his wife. And I looked up, and all that I could think of was the life I had dreamt I would live. And I said to him, what will you give? I'll give you cars and a townhouse in Turtle Bay and a fur and a diamond ring. And we'll be married in Spain on my yacht today, and we'll honeymoon in Beijing. And you'll meet stars at the parties I throw in my villas in Nice and Paris in June. And I thought, okay, and I took a breath, and I got my yacht, and the years went by, and it never changed, and it never grew, and I never dreamed. And I woke one day, and I looked around, and I thought, oh my God, I'll never have the moon.
Musical! Oh, I love that song. Okay, again, as I said to Caitlin, but it warrants repeating. You look fabulous. You sound fabulous. You acted the shit out of it. I liked your getting fun with it. So that song is actually his most famous song that he's ever produced. It has been performed. It has been performed, I think, the most out of any single number song that he's written. I know. Fun fact. Now you know. The more you know.
Now I know that I'm basic. Thank you so much.
But part of that I wanted to talk about was, so that song is actually one of the songs that got me into musical theater. And it's not the, I'm going to butcher her name if I say it, Jessica Molaski, I think is her name, who did the original off-Broadway production. But I remember being, I'm not actually going to say how old I was, but I was in elementary school. We were both young. And one of my teachers kind of like was talking about musical theater, and like my first year in middle school, my musical theater teacher introduced that song to me, but the Audra McDonald version of that song. And that was when I was like, I can do this, like, for my life.
Yeah.
And now I drink online and sing at people.
Hey. I'm on it. Otherwise, I would be drinking with you.
Okay. Now, can I ask about that? Is there a reason that you're doing this whole cleanse thing? Because, like, this is like the perfect time to be drinking right now.
That was the issue, dude. I was drinking like every day for 3 months. Okay. And then I was like, probably not a good idea. It was just, it was like bordering, not that I'm an alcoholic, because I'm not, but it was bordering on that line of like, you wake up not feeling great and you're like, the only thing that's going to get me through this, like, is another drink. And I wasn't drinking in the morning. I waited at least until like 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Well, you were waiting until 6, but were you like waking up at 5? It's like,
were you sleeping all day because you were hungover and then waking up?
That's what I do. It's like every now and then I'll like call my mother, and like it'll be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making breakfast." She's like, "When did you wake up?" I'm like, 2, 3. What do you say about that?
Right, exactly.
Well, okay, now you're in California. I didn't actually say this earlier, but so you're in LA. Now, because I know that New York is well on the decline. Mm-hmm. California, from what I can tell, is kind of like Florida. And my guess is it's because there are beaches in California. You guys, I don't know if you're in decline or if you're kind of just at that plateau, but how is kind of California doing right now with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the most recent reports is that it's like going up, but the thing is, I mean, the entertainment industry just opened up on Friday. So like things are actually starting to get back. But I don't know, dude. Californians are they're going to be scared, I feel. Like we're all so comfortable, dude. Like we're not living in tiny New York apartments. We have like balconies and some people have pools. And so we're just like, is it quarantine? I don't even know. So it's a very relaxed, it's a very relaxed attitude in the sense of, I don't know, a lot of people are like chomping at the bit to get things going again. It's been like a nice vacation. But yeah, as far as cases go, I think nationally they're actually going up since these past 2 weeks.
Well, yes. Memorial Day kind of put us over the edge, but I kind of have the same exact feeling. It's like, I feel awful for all my friends and family that are in New York, but I'm like, I got like an apartment with my own balcony and I've got time and space. So I'm also kind of not itching to, I'm like, I can do this quarantine for a little bit. Jess, I love you. Thank you so much. Be on the lookout for Gen 28, and we're going to keep all the thoughts and fingers crossing for those festivals. I love you. We'll be on our phone on Wednesday.
Yes, I love you, Deena. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So that also reminds me, now that she said that the film industry is opening up again. So also fun news to all of my friends who are watching who are in New York. New York is actually in phase 1 at the moment. So everyone wash your hands, wear your mask, stay safe, and stay distance from people. But if phase 2 gets opened up, which could be as early as next Monday, the duplex will be opening up their patio. So make sure that as soon as they open up, they'll put out that announcement. You keep checking in with the duplex so that you can stop by the patio and get a drink. I will still be here. I will still be doing the shows to keep you guys entertained because we can't open up yet. But moving right along. So as I mentioned earlier, Jason Robert Brown has written a lot of musicals. He's done Songs for a New World the last 5 years. There's, again, 13 and Honeymoon. I'm not doing those. Sorry. There's Parade, which we will get to. But I actually recently discovered that Jason Robert Brown got his start by doing the vocal arrangements for a very small show called A New Brain. Now, for my musical theater people, I know you're getting very excited. For my not huge musical theater people, A New Brain was an off-Broadway show that came out in 95, I want to say. And it's about a man who is diagnosed with a neurological condition, and he has to essentially retrain his brain to, work and process and cope. And it's really about the power of arts and music and how it can work as a therapy for resetting your brain. So because he did do the arrangements for it, it does count, and I can do it as a Jason Robert Brown song. You're welcome. Pennies or nickels or dimes, we live in perilous times. I don't ask you to treat me nice. I'm not asking for pleasant conversation. I'm not asking for paradise. All I'm asking for is change. Hate me, but don't kick my shins. I'm where your kindness begins. Please, folks, don't spend time with me. I don't ask you to treat me like your mother. I'm not asking for sympathy. All I'm asking for is change. Change the government, kill the mayor. It's not fair how lives evaporate. Change the system that made us what we are. I don't ask for hugs, just need money to buy more drugs. And if you folks pay, I'll go away. I am what there'll never be. I don't ask you to tip your hat. I don't ask you to notice what I'm wearing. I could care less for things like that. All I'm asking for is change. 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 Pennies or nickels or dimes, we live in perilous times. So that, for all of my friends who don't know, that is A New Brain. I hope you all enjoyed that. I really hope that inspires some of you to go listen to the show. And as one of my wonderful, wonderful friends who is the Thursday night drag queen at the Duplex, Lauren Order, likes to say, if you are enjoying the show, please feel free to tip well. And if you are not, pay me enough so that I can retire. You're welcome. So back to JRB's actual music. So the one show that we have not done yet is a show that a lot of people think is what kind of put him on the map. Now that can be argued, whether it's Songs for a New World or whether it's Parade. Parade, of course, was his very first Broadway show. Now, granted, we all as artists, we know that Broadway is not the end-all be-all of all musical theater. And in fact, more of a lot of the life comes from the off-Broadway shows. But I think this is actually a very underrated show. I think a lot of people don't really know about it as far as less invested musical theater people go, I should say. But it is a gorgeous show about a true life event that happened in 1913. It discusses racism and anti-Semitism and police and political corruption. And of course, it is a love story. Now, the song that I'm going to do is actually the last song that the two main love characters get to have. It's their last moment together before kind of everything. Yes, Mary Testa, exactly, Caitlin. It's the last moment that they get to have, and it's really about that they've gone through their lives and they've taken all of this time for granted. And it's really about how you should live each day as if it is your last, because it may be. Watch the show. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. It's beautiful and it's so sad. So I asked one of my best friends. His name is Alex Parrish. He is an incredible musical theater singer, songwriter, actor. He's such an amazing performer, and I love him with all my heart. And I know how much he likes Jason Robert Brown and specifically the song. So I asked him to help me out with this. So I really hope you all enjoy it.
I will never understand what I did to deserve you, or how to be the man that I'm supposed to be. I will never understand if I live 1,000 lifetimes, why you did the things you did for me. Just look at you. How could I not be in love with you? What kind of fool could have taken you for granted for so long? All the wasted time, all the million hours pushing you away, building up my wall. All the days gone by to glare, to pout, to push you out, and I never knew anything at all. I never knew anything at all.
I will never understand how all the world misjudged you, when I have always known how lucky I must be. I will never understand how I kept from going crazy, just waiting there till you came home to me. Now look at me, now that you're finally here with me. Now that I knew I was right to wait, and everyone else was so wrong for so long. anything at all. I never knew anything at all. The wasted time. Leaves too high to touch, roots too strong to fall. All the days gone by to never show I loved you so, and I never knew anything at all.
I never knew anything at all.
Thank you so much, Alex Parrish. You are one of my favorite people. I love you with all of my heart. I cannot say that enough. So yes, that is from Parade. That is a beautiful moment. I'm not going to say what happens next because no one needs to get that depressed at this hour. But I love you and I miss you, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for that. It is now time for Kumbaya. So that means that we have made it that means that we have made it to the end of the song, to the end of the show. And so give yourselves a round of applause for hanging in there. So as part of Kumbaya, normally what we would do is that's kind of the time of the night where what's the word I'm thinking of? Everyone would get together on stage and we would sing all together like one big gay children's choir that's drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning before everyone goes home. So I wasn't really sure what would fit into the show for Jason Robert Brown for a sing-along, because he doesn't really write sing-alongs. But I found one that I'm kind of excited to do for you guys because it was new to me. I had never heard it before, but I think it's a good song, especially with the political climate that's going on. So once again, I just want to say thank you all for spending your time with me and for taking your night and listening to Jason Robert Brown. And if you're enjoying it, please feel free. My Venmo and my Cash App and my PayPal are right at the bottom of the screen. We are going to spin the wheel of fate so that we can see what our theme for next week is. So on this wheel, I've put a bunch of like different genres or musical theater composers and things like that. So we're going to spin this wheel and we are going to see what our theme for next week is. Ooh, the excitement. Ha! Excellent. We have another Stephen Sondheim week. I am very, very excited to bring back Stephen Sondheim. This is excellent. So again, if you have any requests or if there's a certain Sondheim song that you want to hear or you want to see done, please let me know. Send me that request. Send me a message. I'd love to hear from you guys. And let me again be the first show online to wish Jason Robert Brown a very happy 50th birthday. I know we're 5 days early, but that's okay. So for those of you who are out there, again, there's so much going on in the world right now. There's a lot of tension in the political climate. And even though today has been a really, really great day, especially with the Supreme Court justice ruling, there is still so much fight that is left to be done. And there's still so much work that we have to do. So I want to end this song with a song to hopefully keep your spirits up and to give you that little bit of hope so that we can all get through this together. So this song is called Hope. I come to sing a song about hope. I'm not inspired much right now, but even so, I came out here to sing a song, so here I go. I guess I think that if I tinker long enough, one might appear. And look, it's here. One verse is done, the work's begun. I come to sing a song about hope, in spite of everything ridiculous and sad. Though I'm beyond belief depressed, confused, and mad. Well, I got dressed. Well, I underestimated how much that would take. I didn't break until right now. I sing of hope and don't know how. So maybe I can substitute strength, because I'm strong enough. I got thoughts of things I didn't think I could, and so did you. I know that's true. And so we sing a song about hope, though I can't guarantee there's something real behind it. I have to try to show my daughters I can find it. And so today, when life is crazy and impossible to bear, it must be there. Fear never wins, that's what I hope. See, I said hope, the work begins. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed your night. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye, guys.